Pride lands had seen many rulers, some beloved, others feared, but not all their stories were told. Some names were lost to time, erased from history as if they never existed. But among the forgotten, one name still lingered in whispers, a ghost of the past. His name was Kiros. Kiros was unlike any lion born before him. His coat was a striking pure white, shimmering under the sun like fallen stars. His eyes, an icy shade of piercing blue, held a depth beyond his years. In a kingdom where golden fur was a sign of royal blood, Kiros was an anomaly, an outsider in his own homeland. He was born during the reign of Ahadi, the father of Mufasa and Scar, Taka. But unlike them, Kiros did not belong to the royal lineage. His mother, a lioness named Senna, had come from beyond the borders, carrying the blood of ancient white lions long thought to be extinct. His father, though never publicly acknowledged, was rumored to be a noble of the Pride Lands, a close advisor to Ahadi himself. Yet, despite his unique heritage, Kiros was never fully accepted. His white fur made him an object of curiosity and of fear. Some believed he was blessed by the great kings of the past, a chosen one destined for greatness. Some of them destined for greatness. Others saw him as a bad omen, a curse upon the Pride Lands. Even Ahadi, a ruler known for his wisdom, regarded Kiros with suspicion. As a cub, Kiros often felt like an outsider, but he found solace in an unlikely friendship. Mufasa. From the moment they met, there was an unspoken bond between them. While many in the Pride viewed Kiros with suspicion due to his unusual white fur, Mufasa saw him for what he truly was, a lion with a heart as strong as his spirit. Unlike the others, Mufasa didn't treat him as an outsider or a mystery to be feared. Instead, he embraced Kiros as a brother, a companion in both adventure and loyalty. The two spent countless days exploring the vast Pride Lands. From the golden savannas to the whispering acacia trees, they raced through the grass, practicing their hunting skills on small insects, laughing as they tumbled over one another. Kiros, despite his differences, felt a sense of belonging when he was with Mufasa. Together, they spoke of the future, of a time when they would rule side by side, protecting the land and its creatures. But their bond did not go unnoticed. Not everyone was so accepting of Kiros's presence. Taka, Mufasa's younger brother, made sure of that. From the moment they met, Scar despised Kiros. He saw him as an intrusion, a lion who didn't belong, yet somehow had Mufasa's trust. Unlike Mufasa, who was secure in his place as the future king, Scar was constantly fighting for approval, for Ahadi's attention, for the pride's respect, for his own sense of self-worth. And now there was another rival. Kiros didn't seek power, nor did he wish to challenge Scar in any way. But that only made things worse. Scar saw his very existence as a threat. A king should not waste his time with weaklings, Scar had sneered one day, watching from the shade of a twisted baobab tree as Mufasa and Kiros played. Mufasa's golden fur bristled. Kiros is not weak, he growled. Kiros, though young, understood the weight of Scar's words. He knew he would never be accepted by him, no matter what he did. His very presence seemed to irritate Scar, like a thorn that could never be removed. But Kiros was not afraid. He had seen the way Scar's eyes burned when he looked at him. Not with mere jealousy, but something deeper. The tension between them only worsened as they grew older. Kiros excelled in battle training, his movements swift and precise. His unique coat may have set him apart, but it did not make him weak. In fact, he was one of the strongest young lions in the Pride, his speed unmatched, his instincts sharp. It did not go unnoticed. Even Ahadi, their great king, observed Kiros's potential. Though he never openly praised him, Kiros could feel the weight of the king's gaze, measuring, calculating. The elders whispered, "If only he had been born in the royal bloodline." Scar hated it. He watched as Kiros and Mufasa stood together, as their bond grew stronger. He listened as the lionesses admired Kiros' strength, as they spoke of how his intelligence and loyalty made him a worthy ally. But what hurt Scar the most was Ahadi's silence. His father had never looked at him the way he looked at Mufasa, and now Kiros was getting that attention too. "You think he's your friend," Scar hissed to Mufasa one evening, his emerald eyes glinting with something dangerous. "But you don't see what I see. One day, he will take everything from you." Mufasa shook his head, his patience thinning. "Kiros has never wanted the throne, Taka. He is my friend." Scar turned away, but his lips curled into a bitter smirk. Not for long. The years passed, and Kiros' bond with Mufasa remained strong, but Scar's resentment deepened. He no longer hid his disdain. He openly challenged Kiros at every turn. He tried to undermine him, setting up situations where Kiros would fail, attempting to turn the pride against him. But Kiros never wavered. One fateful day, Scar devised a plan, one that would test Kiros' loyalty once and for all. Scar lured Mufasa into the Shadowlands, a desolate place filled with rogue hyenas and treacherous terrain. He led him under the pretense of proving his strength, of showing that Mufasa was ready to rule, but it was a trap. When the hyenas attacked, Scar did nothing. He watched as they surrounded Mufasa, their laughter echoing through the night. He expected Kiros to do the same, to stand aside, to prove his own ambition by letting Mufasa fall. But Kiros did not hesitate. He leapt into battle, his white coat flashing like lightning beneath the moon, his claws raked through the hyenas, his fangs bared in defiance. He fought with everything he had, not because Mufasa was the future king, but because he was his friend. Mufasa, caught off guard by the betrayal, fought alongside him. Together, they drove the hyenas away. But the damage had been done. Mufasa had seen the truth. When they returned to the Pride Lands, Mufasa confronted Scar. "You set me up," he accused, fury burning in his golden eyes. Scar did not deny it. Instead, he turned to Ahadi, twisting the story. "It was Kiros. He planned this. He led us into danger." Ahadi, ever the wise king, listened. He turned his gaze to Kiros, searching for any sign of deception. But Kiros did not defend himself. He had nothing to prove. "Mufasa knows the truth," Kiros said simply, his blue eyes unwavering. And that was all that mattered. As the years passed, the Pride Lands grew uneasy. Whispers of Kiros' destiny spread among the animals. Some believed he was meant to challenge Mufasa for the throne, that the great kings had sent him to reshape the future. Others feared his presence would bring ruin to the land. Ahadi, fearing unrest, made a decision. Kiros could stay, but he could never rule. It was a choice that would change everything. Mufasa, torn between duty and loyalty, tried to reassure his friend. "The throne is not what makes a king, Kiros. It's what you do with your life." But Scar had other plans. One fateful night, he approached Kiros with an offer. "The Pride Lands will never be yours, but together we could take it. Why should Mufasa have everything? The throne, the respect of the pride, your place." For a moment, Kiros hesitated, not because he craved power, but because he was tired. Tired of being an outcast, tired of the whispers, but deep inside he knew Mufasa was the rightful king. He would never betray him. Scar, furious at the rejection, knew what he had to do. Scar went to Ahadi with a lie, a whisper of treason, of Kiros plotting against the future king. The aging ruler, already wary of the white lion's presence, did not hesitate. Kiros was banished. Mufasa pleaded for him, but his voice could not sway Ahadi's decision. Scar, hiding his satisfaction, watched as Kiros was forced to leave the only home he had ever known. "One day," Kiros vowed, standing at the edge of the Pride Lands, "the truth will be known." And with that, he vanished into the wild. For years, no one spoke of Kiros. his name became nothing more than a forgotten echo in the wind. Some believed he perished in exile, swallowed by the unforgiving lands beyond the borders. Others whispered that he had found refuge in a hidden kingdom where white lions still roamed, a land untouched by the Pride Land's history. But legends have a way of resurfacing. Many seasons later, after Scar's reign had ended and Simba had reclaimed the throne, rumors spread once more. A white lion had been seen at the edges of the Outlands, watching, waiting. Could it be him? If Kiro still lived, what would he do? Would he return as a friend or as a forgotten heir ready to challenge the throne? The Pride Lands had seen the rise and fall of many kings, but the story of Kiros, the White Lion, remained unfinished. His fate was unknown, his future unwritten. And perhaps one day the lost prince would return. What do you think happened to Kiros? If he returns, will he stand with Simba or against him? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.